Science credits. All right. So before we start looking at stuff, we have this as the main mission here. But this is what we have to do immediately after doing the Turian platoon. Because if you wait, it might be like a mission or two, this quest fails. So you have to do it immediately. Turian team, well, we'll read it when we get ready to start, I guess. I want to hear about some of this other stuff that we saw.
The John Grissom Academy, founded in 2176, is
I guess
the
Tuchanka?
Tuchanka, the Krogan homeworld, boasts extreme temperatures, virulent diseases, and predatory fauna. Around 1900 BCE, the Krogan discovered atomic weapons and promptly sent their planet into a nuclear winter. The majority of the population retreated to underground bunkers, and Krogan culture slipped into a dark age, dominated by tribal clans. In 80 CE, decades into the Rachni Wars, the Solarian Union made first contact with the primitive Krogan and initiated a cultural uplift to shape them into a modern army capable of confronting the Rachni. During this uplift, the Solarians constructed the Shroud facility on Tuchanka to shield the planet from harmful forms of solar radiation. Later, during the Krogan rebellions, reproductive rates were curtailed by the genophage, ensuring the Krogan remained a species in decline and Tuchanka a desolate wasteland.
So the Solarians constructed the Shroud. Shield the planet from harmful forms of solar radiation. Okay. Sir Kesh is there, but let's not read that right now. Is it under technology?
Biotics is the ability of rare
Genophage
individuals
cure.
to manipulate. It may be possible to reverse the genophage by extracting an immunity from the genetic data of a cured Krogan female.
Malin.
A Solarian geneticist named Malin, a former student of Dr. Morden Solis, discovered the cure through unethical experimentation on live subjects. The complexity and durability of the genophage derives from biochemical countermeasures that the Solarians wove into the plague in an attempt to make the sterilization incurable. No one is certain of how Malin circumvented the countermeasures, but his work was complete enough to allow replication of his results. In its original form, the cure restored fertility but severely compromised the immune system. This resulted in slow, painful death for all but one of Malin's test subjects. If the beneficial aspects of the cure can be isolated, a specially tailored virus could repair the affected genes in other Krogan.
Okay. Now we need to find the Shroud. It's not in here, right?
The John
Nope.
Grissom.
Okay. The Shroud. Okay, here we go. I have to read this. What the Krogan call the Shroud is a technological remnant of the Solarian uplift. After Tuchanka's nuclear war released tons of smoke and dust into the atmosphere, the planet temporarily cooled from global dimming, except at the poles, where the albedo was lowered by soot. As clouds trapped the resulting heat, enormous swathes of permafrost melted, releasing methane captured in clathrates or clathrites, I don't know. For previous millennia, this potent greenhouse gas created a runaway heat cycle that was called the nuclear summer. Without intervention, Tuchanka would have sunk into a slow but certain mass extinction. The Solarian solution was to assemble the Shroud, a permanent sun shield of trillions of tiny diffractory lenses placed at the L1 Lagrange point, the point in which space, where the lens's naturally stable orbit would shade the planet. The Solarians settled on a delivery method that became known as the Shroud Towers. The towers were essentially enormous coil guns that could fire a payload of lenses into space along with the equipment necessary to monitor the payload's trajectories. Many Krogan warlords enthusiastically approved of the plan, but because they believed in saving their homeworld, but most because they saw future military applications for Shroud Towers. The Shroud was completed on schedule over the next few decades, by which the Rachni held the warlord's full attention. The Krogan rebellions were not kind to the Shroud Towers. All but one was destroyed during the push for Krogan demilitarization. The remaining tower, often referred to as the Shroud, even though that is technically incorrect, was repurposed for cloud seeding and atmospheric repair. It remains on the landscape as an anachronism. I want to say anarch, but it's not. Anachronism, a symbol of a time when Krogan and Solarians helped themselves by aiding one another. There we go. The Shroud. There's Krogan histories, Krogan rebellions. We could read organizations. Yeah, these are all the different. What's them? I think under Reapers it tells you. Oh no, I guess Reapers and Codex tells you the like the cannibals, the harvesters, the marauders, all that stuff. So interesting stuff. All right. You said Admiral or Captain Anderson wanted to speak with us.
Shepard, so I imagine by now you've wiped the galaxy clean of Reapers and we can all come up for air?
Not quite. There have been a few complications.
Aren't there always? Hackett filled me in on the Crucible. Sounds like you've got some knots to untangle.
Kaylee Sanders.
I'm just glad I could take care of one of them for you. I gather you and Kaylee Sanders were close.
I owe you for that one, Shepard. Kaylee and I met almost 20 years ago. We even had a run-in with Saren in his early days. She and I were... more than close.
I knew it.
She misses you.
I miss her. End of the world has a way of reminding you what you forgot to do. Maybe when the war's over, Kaylee and I will do something about that.
You'll see her soon.
I can hope. But you've got a bigger problem right now. Like a galaxy full of scared bureaucrats.
It's part of the job.
It's what you hired me to do.
Mostly you were hired to kill Reapers. I hope you haven't been sidetracked by all the politics.
Nothing I can't handle. What about you? What's happening on Earth?
I'll spare you the details. But let's just say a lot of cities around the world have stopped checking in.
That bad?
You and I knew what we were in for, but everyone else? I don't think the shock's worn off yet.
Are you safe?
That changes by the hour. I caught a shuttle evac out of Vancouver, and now we're running from foxhole to foxhole just trying to stay alive.
What about the Reapers?
They're harvesting everything that moves. They're focusing on the big cities, which does give us some room to maneuver.
You think you can hang on?
Hell, we're still just trying to talk to each other. Right now, all we can do is organize the resistance at a local level. No lack of volunteers, at least. Everybody knows what's at stake.
We haven't forgot about you.
I don't know how we'll win this yet, but we will. Even if it kills me.
Well, you've already died once, and that didn't slow you down. But let's not tempt fate. Keep yourself safe, Shepard.
You too, sir.
We'll talk again soon. Anderson out.
There we go. War Terminal. What else do we got here? Shadow Broker Wet Squad. It's the new Shadow Broker Liara Tisona. Tisona. Liara Tisoni has the loyalty of her predecessor's assassination squad. A small but lethal team of soldiers call on for rare occasion when information isn't enough to silence a target. Their methods vary with each other, with each mission. From subtle poisonings to bombing entire buildings, the Wet Squad is dedicated to whatever range of destruction the new broker requires. Dr. Tassoni has put them to work against the Reapers and Cerberus. Awesome. Alliance. Bunch of stuff there. Was one of the many ships that saved the colony on Elysium. from pirates and slavers during the Skillian Blitz in 2167. Cool. Alliance Third Fleet. SSV Nairobi. One of the top line cruisers. With a showroom finish of a ship just off the factory line. Alright, Delta teams. With a few N5, N6. Interesting. The Shanghai. Shanghai's most important part in the Reaper War to date was the evacuation of Colony Ukbar. Alliance intel reported Reaper forces heading towards Ukbar, but a cruiser, the Shanghai, was unable to land on the medium gravity world. The Shanghai's captain quickly dispatched all its shuttles to help transport hundreds of colonists onto the ship, making over 41 shuttle runs in a single hour. The Shanghai managed to evacuate the entire remaining population. When Reaper forces arrived, Ukbar's capital was as empty as if it had never been inhabited at all. Jeez, I can't read that. Okay. Remington says, does Asari Wet Squad only sounds lewd to me? It's a little lewd, yeah. I don't think it's... Well, I don't know. It doesn't specifically say they are Asari, but I'm sure there's probably some Asari in there. Probably Asari and Turian and maybe Solarians, probably. But it does sound a little lewd, yeah. Turian. The Turian 79th Flotilla distinguished itself during the Krogan rebellions when they clashed with the Krogan warships above Digoris. Cool. Okay. There's that. Let's talk to this dude, see if he says anything new.
I'm grateful for all you've done, Commander. The situation with the Krogan is already complicated enough.
Not as complicated as waking up one day and being told you're the new Primarch.
Yes, thank you. I'm beginning to understand why leaders so often seem lonely. Worst-case scenarios aren't just theories. They're what you'll be dealing with 5 minutes from now.
That's why it helps to have allies.
Yes, you're right, of course. Is there something I can help you with?
Oh, we've asked him all that stuff already.
That's all.
Okay.
Of course, Commander.
Does Rex say anything about the mission we just did? Funny how the Turian has a mission on Tuchanka, the Krogan homeworld. I just thought about that.
What was that all about with the Primarch? Turian's up to something?
Nothing.
It's nothing. Don't worry about it.
Uh-huh. All right.
Okay.
That's it for now, Rex. Let's get back to work.
Yeah.
Something wrong?
Morden. He got his tissue sample from me, all right. Let's just say scalpels were never meant to cut where he cut.
He cut your bum, didn't he? I knew it, Rex. He cut your bum. It's fine.
You hear we had to evac another colony? We're losing a lot. Don't hear about the Reapers losing much.
Well, Reapers don't have colonies. Neither does Cerberus. If they did, we could drop an asteroid on them.
Commander, Cerberus is attacking civilians on Benning. We've been asked to help evacuate the planet.
Okay, so that's one of the little side missions that we need to do before we do Priority Tuchanka. So now that is activated. We have these two to do. Tuchanka Bomb. And in doing those 3 missions, we should be able to complete Benning. We should be able to complete this one and this one. And then after that, then we're good up to the point where we don't have to worry about missions being, like, expiring or whatever. I don't think we really need to do crew talks, but let's just see what
Commander,
people say.
whatever you did on Tuchanka has the Turians sending a lot of messages.
What are they saying?
Sorry, it's encrypted.
Cracking it would take at least a week. And it would be wrong.
Commander?
See if anybody says anything new in the cockpit. Because while that Turian platoon mission seems sort of like major, Don't
worry,
know.
Edie. Once the Krogan are gone, we'll get rid of the smell.
While this body has all factory sensors, I do not have positive or negative associations with any specific scent.
Oh. Well, lucky you.
Remington says, I kind of really like the idea of expiring missions, though. See how you judge priority. It is true, but I think for me, as someone that's trying to 100% the game, it's terrifying because I don't want to make the mistake of, oops, I did this mission, I went too far, and now I can't do these other things. While they're not really, major, I want to do all the missions for the 100%, pretty much.
So that went well. Glad to see that Turians can flip out and lose their shit just like the rest of us.
They're under a lot of pressure.
You stole the Normandy, got blown up by the Collectors, and sent us on a suicide mission at the Galactic Core. And I haven't mutinied once. Not once. Commander?
Well, that's good. But also, like, the missions expiring sort of adds a little bit of realism to it.
I am impressed by your continued existence, Shepard. The probability of surviving as long as you have is low. Hello, Shepard.
Okay. So it seems like they say brief little things here. Isn't too bad. Guess we'll take a look at some of our other decks here. Then we'll start to chunk a bomb mission. I don't know how long it is. But that'll probably be the last mission we do today, I would think.
Commander?
Okay, he's got nothing to say. James?
Parts of Tachanka reminded me of the desert back home. The lizards and worms are bigger, but, the sand and everything.
The sand reminds you of home.
Primarch's sun is in over his head, no? Hey, Commander.
Let's see. Weapon upgrades. I should probably buy some of these. We have not bought any of these upgrades yet. We have been using... Actually, our weapon isn't up here. Oh no, here it is. Yeah, all these weapons are like freaking expensive though. I guess we'll do that. Improved weapon damage, ammo capacity, and weight. So this is another way of sort of having things weigh less. Which shotgun are we using? I think we're using the Eviscerator, I think. Hang on. Yeah, Eviscerator. Fire rate, Katana, Scimitar. Crusader? Crusader seems pretty good. I guess we'll upgrade the Eviscerator. I don't know about all these other weapons yet. We have 212,000 credits. So that's that. Sand reminds me of sand. I swear, man, James says some dumb stuff sometimes. Like, just stupid stuff. But I guess if he works out so much, I guess, physically, he's pretty smart. But brain smart, probably not so much. Force armor. So yeah, these are all the shops if I want to buy stuff. I gotta pay a little extra. Breather helmet. Sentry interface. Power recharge. Health or shields? I don't know. Let's roll with this for a little bit, I guess. Shield regen, power damage, weapon damage. Looks kind of cool. Definitely need to keep probably all this health stuff, I think. Ammo capacity. Material. Pattern. That seems kind of cool, I guess. Well, no, I don't really like the chest area there. Is that great? Pattern color. Change this to a different color. Change it to gray, I guess, a little bit. Lights. Red lights. Alright, this area is done. Go to engineering real quick. That needs to be the first quote. James, he works out so much, he's physically smart, but brain smart, not so much. Alright. Let me see if I can add that as a quote. We're doing it live. We're testing this. So I think it's add quote. And then I can do, we're going to put this in quotations here. I don't know if I should put, I guess I'll put the year, because who knows how long we're going to use this, right? All right. I wonder if I should we keep James's name in that? Because people are going to be like, what the heck? There might be actually a viewer named James at one point, and he might be like, what the heck? And then we would have to explain, obviously, but I don't know. I feel like maybe we take James out and we just leave the quote as, he works out so much, he's physically smart, but brain smart, not so much. I think we take James's name out of that. Works either way, I guess. Yeah, let's take James's name out. It's still part of the quote. We're just cutting off the name. All right, let's see. Okay. Successfully added as entry number 1. So now you should be able to exclamation mark quote. And of course, it's the only quote we have right now. But when we add more, every time you do exclamation mark quote, it'll be at random, whichever one you get, depending on how much we get. So test it out, folks. Really dig a Nightbot, man.
You should not have let the Turian soldier evade his responsibility.
I take it Protheans didn't forgive many mistakes?
If he had been under my command, I would have marooned him in the desert, buried him in sand up to his neck, and let the wildlife feast on his eyes. If he survived that, I would have rewarded him by shooting him in the head. Good soldiers are a precious resource. The stupidity of one cannot be allowed to jeopardize the lives of the others.
Good. Is it only random or number 2? Oh, I guess, yeah. I guess if you just do quote, then it's random. If you put a number after it, then you'll get whatever numbered it is. So that's cool. He works out so much, he's physically smart, but brain smart, not so much. Mike 2017. There we go. We gotta slowly add to these quotes, man.
The Turians are
That's gonna be
hiding
so
something,
fun.
Commander. Be careful. Tuchanka was not always a wasteland. It once had jungles and forests. The Krogan didn't need the Reapers to destroy their world. They did it on their own. Such a foolish race. I am with my own thoughts. I am with my own thoughts.
I think that's gonna be a real fun feature. Because anytime I say anything dumb or, I don't know, if you guys think a viewer in chat says something that should be quoted, depending on what it is, you know, I can add it or a mod can add it or whatever. That'll be fun. James' joke had to be the first one. Fury will love it.
Kenneth, do you ever think about when we were abducted by...
No, I don't.
Me neither.
Sometimes keeping the grid balanced is pure murder.
Shepard?
Nothing to report.
Nothing to report. I can already tell this is gonna be so much fun, just being able to add a quote and stuff.
News from Earth, off the radar, reaping begins in rural areas. Millions are dead in the Central Asian wilderness, even more in sub-Saharan Africa. We'll give you the gruesome view of what happens when the Reapers don't stop to indoctrinate. Now, in the battle space.
Just a random Commander Shepard walks up while you're giving your news segment there.
Commander.
That's funny. Now the only thing we need to add to the channel maybe is like a currency or system type of thing. But then it's like I have no idea what you would use those points on or...
Enough about me. What were you doing before we met up here?
Oh, you know, this and that.
Come on, spill it to Sony.
Very well. I fought several explosive battles with Cerberus. I helped Shepard stop a robotic assassin on Mars. Oh, and I discovered plans for a Prothean doomsday device that were buried for 50,000 years.
Yeah, so just this and that, huh?
This is kind of cool and weird that I stumbled upon two squad mates just chilling in the lounge here.
Turians on a secret mission to Tuchanka, huh? No one told me anything about it. I'm curious to see how this bomb on Tuchanka plays out. I don't suppose ignoring it is an option.
Oh, he's telling the player, hey, don't ignore it. Let's do this thing.
How's it going?
Yeah.
Hello, Shepard. Hello, Shepard.
Hello, Shepard. Liara. Kind of bugs me a little bit, like that they're not in their armor that we have equipped on them, like the different appearances.
So, Archangel.
You heard about that, huh?
Your sojourn on Omega generated quite a few articles, not to mention security footage. There's one thing I couldn't dig up, though. Did you really take out 3 Blue Suns mercenaries with 1 bullet?
No, of course not. The third guy had a heart attack. Not fair to count him.
That's cool. Can't trust Liara, I keep telling you. Yeah, what's she doing? It's fine. She's not into him.
Hello, Shepard.
They're just colleagues. We've been on an adventure since Mass Effect 1. Well, pretty much. Did we bring Garrus for the Shadow Broker mission? I don't remember.
Stop beating yourself up. It was crazy of me to ask you to join the Normandy back then.
But I let you down. I let Shepard down. I let everyone listed on that memorial wall down. You had the courage to support Shepard. Joker did. Garrus and Tali did.
Tali?
Caden didn't. Liara didn't. Were they cowards? I think not. Greg, you're one of the bravest and most loyal men I know. You were meant to be here, right now. We have a war to win. So clear your head and focus.
Okay, you win. It will not be mentioned again.
That was Thane, and he got knocked out? Oh, yeah, that's right. Yep, it was Thane.
Hello, Commander.
Yep, okay.
Commander.
That's right. We couldn't even use him in the battle against the Shattered Broker because he got knocked out. Right. Alright.
No, that would... Perhaps stimulate cell regeneration with a...
What?
Could... Oh. But... Should test with...
That's worse.
LOL.
Shepard, Eve ready for travel to Tuchanka.
Eve, Krogan immunity, the Shroud. We asked him about all this stuff already, but what does he say about the Shroud? Well, you know what? No, let's not do that yet.
Nice talking with you, Morden.
Because we're not doing that
We'll
mission
be here
yet.
if you need me. Continuing to study Shroud in meantime.
Yeah, we asked about the Shroud before, but we'll ask before we do the priority mission. I think she has the same stuff too. I didn't mean to make you get off the table.
Something else, Commander?
Yeah, okay.
Thanks for talking to me.
It's my pleasure, Commander.
She broke my hand, now I need to get a robot hand. Her hand is so massive when she shook it. Alright. Now, we know Garrus and Liara are not in their rooms. So... really no reason to be in here, I guess. But we'll double check. Also, I think before we go do the bomb mission, we probably need to do this glyph terminal and choose some